Welcome students. So we have been discussing Unit 5 classical theorems and multiplicative functions. So today we are going to see about applications of Euler's theorem and tau and sigma functions. So the beginning of Unit 5 we have seen Wilson's theorem. So the statement of Wilson theorem is if P is a prime then P minus 1 factorial is congruent to minus 1 mod P. So and also we have worked out some problems based on Wilson's theorem, and also we are going to, so we did the problems for finding the remainder of 13 factorial when divided by 19 by using Wilson's theorem. The same type of problem was solved by using Fermat's little theorem. Actually, the remainder of 97 factorial when divided by 101, so which could be solved by using Wilson's theorem. And statement of Fermat's little theorem is let P be a prime and A be any integer such that P does not divide A, then A to the power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod P. Okay. And also we did the problems. So find the remainder when 2 power 1000 is divisible by 17. So this problem can be solved by using either Wilson or Fermat's little theorem. Okay. So you can solve this problem either Wilson or Fermat's little theorem. Which one is the easiest for you? You can apply that. The same type of problem. Find the remainder when 31 to the power 1706 divided by 23. The same type of problem can be solved by using Euler's theorem. Okay. Actually, find the remainder when 31 to the power 1706 divided by 23. Okay, which could be solved by either Wilson's theorem or Fermat's little theorem or Euler's theorem. Okay. Then we discussed about the definition of multiplicative function. A number theoretic function f is multiplicative if f of mn is equal to f of m into f of n whenever m and n are relatively prime. Then f of mn is equal to f of m into f of n. Then if lowercase f be multiplicative function, then capital F of n is defined as summation d divides n f of d, which means the sum of the divisors of the integer n. Then we have discussed about fundamental theorem for multiplicative functions, so which is important theorem in this unit. Let f be a multiplicative function and n is a positive integer, then its canonical composition n is equal to p1 power k1 into p2 power k2 etc. pr power kr. Then f of n is equal to f of p1 power k1 into f of p2 power k2 etc. f of pr power kr. Then I introduced the definition of Euler's phi function. Let m be a positive integer, then Euler's phi function, phi of m. So phi of m means the integers less than or equal to m and relatively prime to m. Okay, a positive integer p is prime, then phi of p will be p minus 1. So another theorem, let p be a prime and k is any positive integer, then phi of p power k is equal to p power k minus p to the power k minus 1. So which was proved. The given composite number n, okay, can be written in the form of canonical decomposition at the time the Euler's phi function. So phi of n will be n into 1 minus 1 by p1 into 1 minus 1 by p2 etc. 1 minus 1 by pt. So Euler's phi function, which is also multiplicative function. Then so one of the important topic in this unit is tau and sigma functions. So you know tau of n means tau of n. So tau of n represents the number of divisors of the integer n. The number of divisors of the integer n. Sigma of n denotes the sum of the divisors of the given integer n. Okay. So you have to know the definition of tau and sigma functions. So we have proved that tau and sigma functions are also multiplicative. And also we solved some problems based on tau and sigma functions. Okay, so which are the applications of tau and sigma functions? Actually, tau of p is equal to 2. Tau of p is equal to 2. Tau of p power k is equal to k plus 1. Then tau of n, if n is equal to, say n is written in the form of canonical decomposition. At the time tau of n is equal to k1 plus 1 into k2 plus 1 up to kt plus 1. Then sigma of p is equal to p plus 1. Sigma of p power k is equal to p power k plus 1 minus 1 whole divided by p minus 1. Then sigma of n, if n is equal to the product of distinct primes. At the time sigma of n equal to p1 power k1 plus 1 minus 1 divided by p1 minus 1 into p2 power k2 plus 1 minus 1 whole divided by p2 minus 1 up to pt to the power kt plus 1 minus 1 whole divided by pt minus 1. So we solve many problems, tau of some integer and sigma of some integers. Then in the last class, some important theorems was discussed under Euler's theorem. Let m be any positive integer and a is any integer, then the GCD between a comma m is equal to 1, then a to the power phi of m is congruent to 1 mod m. Okay. So we are going to solve some problems based on this statement of Euler's theorem. Okay, if a and m are relatively prime, then a power phi of m is congruent to 1 mod m. Okay, so keep in mind. Then another theorem, let m be a positive integer and a is any integer. A and M are relatively prime, then A to the power phi of M minus 1 is an inverse of A under mod M, so which was proved. So you have seen the proof in the last class, and also we derived two corollaries. Okay. Let A and M be any positive integer such that A and M are relatively prime, and also A minus 1 is relatively prime to M. Okay. Then we can write 1 plus A square up to A to the power phi of M minus 1 is congruent to 0 mod M. Then one more corollary, if A and B are relatively prime, then we are able to write A power phi of B plus B to the power phi of A is congruent to 1 under mod AB. So now, so let us see the problems. Actually, find the remainder when 7 power 1020 is divided by 15. Okay, so the remainder can be found out by using Wilson's theorem and also Fermat's-Little theorem. But in this question, they asked by using Euler's theorem. Okay, if A and M, so what is the statement of Euler's theorem? If the GCD between A and M is 1, then A to the power phi of M is congruent to 1 mod M. Okay, here, so look at the question. They have given 7 power 1020. Okay, 7 is taken as A. So here divisor is 15. Okay, so consider P is equal to 15. Then here M. So checking whether A and M, that is P is 15. That can also be considered M. M value is 15. So check whether A and M are relatively prime or not. Okay. So the GCD between 7 and 15 is 1. Therefore, 7 and 15 are relatively prime. So 7 is relatively prime to 15. Then find phi of 15. Phi of 15. So 15 is a composite number, so which can be written as product of distinct primes. So 15 can be written as 3 phi's are. So phi of 3 into 5. So we know very well phi is a multiplicative function. So phi of 3 into 5 is equal to phi of 3 into phi of 5. We know phi of P is equal to P minus 1. Therefore, phi of 3 is equal to 3 minus 1 into phi of 5 value 5 minus 1. So 2 4s are 8. So phi of 15 is equal to 8. Then by Euler's theorem, we can write A power phi of M is congruent to 1 under mod M. So we are able to write 7 to the power phi of 15 is congruent to 1 under mod 15. But phi of 15 value was identified. Phi of 15 is 8. So 7 power 8 is congruent to 1 under mod 15. But so we want 7 power, we want the remainder when 7 power 1020 is divided by 15. So 7 power 1020 is equal to, is congruent to 1020 to the power 7. Look at the power 1020. So this 1020 will be divided by 18. At the time you can get the remainder 4. So by division algorithm, 1020 is equal to 8 times of 127 plus 4. Then 7 power 8 into 127 plus 4 can be written as 7 power 8 whole power 127 into 7 power 4. Already we have the result 7 power 8 is congruent to 1 under mod 15. Therefore, replacing 7 power 8 by 1. So 1 to the power 127 into 7 power 4 mod 15. Okay, 1 power anything 1 more. So 7 power 4, 7 power 4 can be written as 7 square into 7 square. That is 49 into 49. But you know, when 49 is dividing by the mod value 15, you can get the remainder 4. Therefore 49 is congruent to 4. Correct? Since 3 15s are 45. 3 15s are 45. Therefore here 49. The remainder is 4. So 49 is congruent to 4. So 4 into 4, 16. Again, 16 is more than the mod value. So 16 can be divided by the mod value 15. You can get the remainder 1. So 7 power 1020 is congruent to 1 mod 15. Which means when 7 power 1020 is divided by the mod value 15, you can get the remainder 1. Okay. So we achieved, here we have achieved by using Euler's theorem. Okay. But the same question can be solved by using either Wilson theorem or Fermat-Little theorem, but here we solved by using Euler's theorem. Okay. If in your examination, if they may mention any method, okay, sometimes they may mention by using Wilson theorem or by Fermat's Little theorem or by Euler's theorem. Okay, this method is given, you will solve by using that method. So definitely this problem should be asked in your university examination, but method, so you have to familiar all the three methods. Okay, so any one method can be asked. So look at the second problem. Using Euler's theorem, find the remainder in 25 to the power 2550 is divided by 18. Okay. So clearly given in the question using Euler's theorem. Okay. So at the time you have to remember the statement of Euler's theorem. So statement of Euler's theorem is if A and M are relatively, A is relatively prime to M, then A to the power phi of M is congruent to 1 mod M. Okay. Here the divisor in this problem, they have given the divisor 18. So the mod value is 18. The base value is 25. Okay, taken. So we know 25 is congruent to 7 mod 18. Okay. Since when 25 is dividing by 80, you can get the remainder 7. So 25 is congruent to 7 mod 18. But we want to find the remainder when 25 to the power 2550 is divided by 80. So taking the power 2550 on both sides. So 25 to the power 2550 is congruent to 7 to the power 2550 mod 18. Okay. So we are going to find the remainder when 7 power 2550 is divided by 18. Okay. If you find the remainder for that, which will be remainder for when 25 to the power 2550 is dividing by 18. Okay. So it is enough to find the remainder when 7 power 2550 is divided by 18. Okay. Since 25 to the power 2550 is congruent to 7 power 2550 under mod 18. Then the base 7, okay, the mod value is 18. So 7 is relatively prime to 18. Okay, since the GCD between 7 and 18 is 1. Then phi of 18 value will be found out, since which can be applied later. So for find phi of 18. Phi of 18 is equal to, actually 18 is 2 nines are. So phi of 2 into, so 9 can be written as 3 square. So phi is a multiplicative function. So therefore phi of 2 into phi of 3 square. Then phi of 2 value is 2 minus 1. Phi of 3 square is equal to 3 square into 1 minus 1 by 3. 1 minus 1 by 3. So it can be solved. You can get phi of 18 value is 6. So now by Euler's theorem, 7 to the power phi of 18 is congruent to 1 under mod 18. Phi of 18 value was found out. That value is 6. So 7 power 6 is congruent to 1 mod 18. Now 7. Now consider 7 power 2550 is congruent to, actually 2550 will be divided by 6. Okay, actually will be divided by 6. You can get the remainder 0. Therefore 2550 is equal to 6 times of 425. 6 times of 425. Again 7 power 6 is congruent to 1 mod 18. 7 power 6 is congruent to 1 mod 18. So 7 power 6 times of 425 can be written as 7 power 6 the whole power 425. So 1 to the power 425. So 7 power 2550 is congruent to 1 under mod 18. Okay. So you have received the remainder when 7 power 2550 is dividing by 18. In the continuation, third problem, find the remainder when 18 power 20 plus 25 to the power 6 is divided by 450. But during the last class, we derived one corollary. If A and B are relatively prime, then A power phi of B plus B to the power phi of A is congruent to 1 under mod AB. Okay. So this corollary will be used for solving this problem. Okay. If A and B are relatively prime, then A power phi of B plus B power phi of A is congruent to 1 under mod AB. Here A value, so A will be taken as 18, so B is taken as 25. So check whether the GCD between 18 and 25. You can get the GCD as 1. Therefore 18 is relatively prime to 25 and phi of 18. So phi of 18 is equal to, 18 is square. So phi of 3 square is equal to 3 square into 1 minus 1 by 3. That equal to 6. So phi of 25 is equal to phi of 5 square. So phi of 5 square is equal to 5 square into 1 minus 1 by 5. So phi of 25 value is 20. Now, so 18 power 20 plus 25 power 6 is congruent to 1 under mod AB. So A value 18, B value 25. So 18 into 25, 450. So in the question they have asked, find the remainder when 18 power 20 plus 25 to the power x divided by 450. So we have formed the linear congruence. 18 power 20 plus 25 power 6 is congruent to 1 under mod 450. So this means here the remainder is 1. Here the remainder is 1. Okay. But do you have any clarification? One prove that 1 plus 9 plus 9 square plus etc. plus 9 power 23 is congruent to 0 under mod 35. So now look at the corollary one. Let A and M be positive integers such that the GCD between A and M is 1, and also the GCD between A minus 1 and M is 1. Okay, so A is relatively prime to M, and also A minus 1 is relatively prime to M. At the time we are able to write 1 plus A square plus up to A power phi of M minus 1 is congruent to 0 mod M. So here A is 9, the mod value M is 35, then 9 and the GCD between 9 and 35 is 1. Okay, and also you have to check whether the GCD between A minus 1 and M, that means 9 minus 1 is 8. The GCD between 8 and 35 is also 1. So 9 and 8, okay, both are relatively prime to 35. And find phi of 35. So phi of 35 is equal to, so 35 is 5 sevens are. So phi of 5 into 7, phi is multiplicative function. Then we can write phi of 5 into phi of 7. Phi of 5 is equal to 5 minus 1. Phi of 7 is 7 minus 1. So you can get 4 6 are 24. So phi of 35 is equal to 24. Then we can write 1 plus 9 square plus up to 9 power 24 minus 1 is congruent to 0 under mod 35. If A and A minus 1 is relatively prime to M, at the time we can write 1 plus A square plus up to A power phi of M minus 1 is congruent to 0 mod M. So here A value is 9. So 1 plus 9 square plus up to 9 power M value is 35. So phi of 35 minus 1 is congruent to 0 mod 30. Sorry. So phi of 35 minus 1. Phi of 35 value is 24. So 24 minus 1 is congruent to 0 mod 35. 24 minus 1 is 23. So we proved 1 plus 9 square plus up to 9 power 23 is congruent to 0 under mod 35. Okay. So which was proved by using the corollary. Actually 1 plus 9 square plus up to 9.23 is congruent to 0 mod 35. So what is the meaning of this linear congruence? Which means when 1 plus 9 square plus up to 9 power 23, the summation when this summation is dividing by the mod value 35, you can get the remainder 0. You can get the remainder 0, which is the meaning of this linear congruence. So we'll move on to the next problem. Prove that 1 plus 14 plus 14 square up to 14 to the power 17 is congruent to 0 under mod 27. So this problem can also be proved by using the corollaries. So we know if A and M, if A is relatively prime to M, then A minus 1 is also relatively prime to M. So at the time, we are able to form the linear congruence 1 plus A square plus A cube plus up to A to the power phi of M minus 1 is congruent to 0 mod M. Here the A value is 14, the mod value M is equal to 27. So check whether 14, so A is 14, A minus 1 is 13. So 14 and 13 are relatively prime to 27 or not. So the GCD between 14 and 27 is 1, and also the GCD between 13 and 27 is also 1. So 14 and 13 are relatively prime to 27. Then find phi of 27. Phi of 27 is equal to, so 27 is 3 cube. So phi of 3 cube is equal to 3 cube into 1 minus 1 by 3. So which is simplified, that value is 18. So put A value is 14 and M value is 27 in the general form of linear congruence. So 1 plus A value is 14. So 1 plus 14 plus 14 square plus up to 14 to the power phi of M, phi of 27 minus 1. But phi of 27 value is 18. So 18 minus 1 is congruent to 0 mod 27. So 14 to the power 18 minus 1 is 17. So 1 plus 14 plus 14 square plus up to 14 to the power 17 is congruent to 0 mod 27. Okay. So I hope you understood this problem by using corollaries. Now see the next problem. Solve the linear congruence. For solve the linear congruence, 64x is congruent to 83 mod 105. So the given congruence, so before seeing this problem, you have to remember actually solving the linear congruence. We can solve the linear congruences in many methods. Okay. So this 15x is congruent to 7 mod 13. Okay. So whose solution could be received by using Fermat's little theorem. By using Fermat's little theorem, Okay. Finally, last class we have proved the theorem. Look at the statement of the theorem. Let m be a positive integer and a be any integer. So at the time a is relatively prime to m, then a power phi of m minus 1, a to the power phi of m minus 1 is an inverse of a, is an inverse of a under mod m. Okay, so it was proved. So the statement of theorem can be represented in the linear congruence, that is a into a power phi of m minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod m. Okay, when a into a power phi of m minus 1 is dividing by the mod value, you can get the remainder 1. At the time we can say that a to the power phi of m minus 1 is an inverse of a under mod m. Okay. So you have to remember this theorem. So look at this problem. Solve the linear congruence. 64x is congruent to 83 under mod 105. If the GCD between a and m is 1, which means a is relatively prime to m, and ax is congruent to b under mod m, then its solution will be x is congruent to a power phi of m minus 1 into b mod m. Okay, if a is relatively prime to m and ax is congruent to b mod m, at the time the solution will be x is congruent to a power phi of m minus 1 into b under mod m. Okay. So here 64x congruent to 83 under mod 105, which is compared with the general form of linear congruence, that is ax congruent to b under mod m. So here x coefficient is a, so a will be 64. Mod value m is equal to 105. The right hand side of linear congruence, that is 83. So b is 83. So first check whether a and m are relatively prime. So therefore the GCD between a and m, the GCD between a and m is 1. The GCD between 64 and 105 is 1. So 64 is relatively prime to 105. So then we want the value of phi of 105. So phi of 105 is equal to, so 105 means, so 105 can be written the product of distinct primes. So 3 into 5 into 7. Then since phi is a multiplicative function, therefore we can write phi of 3 into phi of 5 into phi of 7. So 3, 5, 7s are prime numbers. So phi of 3 is equal to 3 minus 1. Phi of 5 is equal to 5 minus 1. Phi of 7 is 7 minus 1. So 2 into 4 into 6, that equal to 48. Therefore, the solution x is congruent to 64 to the power 5 of, here m value is 105. So phi of 105 minus 1 into b value is 83 under mod 105. So you have found phi of 105 value is 48. So 64 power 48 minus 1 into 83. 48 minus 1 is 47. Okay. Then 64 can be written as 2 power 6. 64 can be written as 2 power 6. So 2 power 6 whole power 48 minus 1 is 47 into 83. Then 2 power 6 whole power 47 can be written as 2 power 6 whole power 46 into 2. Then 46 is 2 times of 23. So 2 power 6 whole power 2 into 23 can be written as 2 power 12 whole power 23 into 2 into 83. 2 into 83 is 166 under mod 105. Then, so 2 power 12 is 4096. The whole power 23 into 166. 166 is the summation of 105 and 61. So 105 plus 61 under mod 105. So now 4096. When 40, now look at the within the bracket term, that is 4096, which can be divided by the mod value 105. At the time you can get the remainder 1. So 4096 is congruent to 1 under mod 105. So 1 power 23 1 the other into 61. So x is congruent to 61 mod 105. Okay, x is congruent to 61 mod 105, which is the solution of the given linear congruent 64x is congruent to 83 mod 105. Are you clear now? So this 64x congruent to 83 mod 105, which is so the given linear congruence which can be solved by using the theorem if A and M, the GC between A and M is 1 and AX is congruent to B mod M, whose solution will be X is congruent to A power phi of M minus 1 into B mod M. Okay. By any doubt in the applications of Euler's theorem and applications of tau and the sigma functions? By any clarification? By anyone can reply? But shall I repeat? But do you want more explanation about the Euler's theorem and tau and sigma functions? Shall I move on next problem? Okay. So the next problem, solve the linear congruence 5x is congruent to 3 under mod 24. Solve the linear congruence 5x is congruent to 3 mod 24. So this problem is similar to the previous problem. So the given congruence is 5x is congruent to 3 mod 24. So you know the theorem. If A is relatively prime to M, then the linear congruence Ax is congruent to B mod M, whose solution will be x is equal to A to the power phi of M minus 1 into B mod M. So 5x is congruent to 3 mod 24, which will be compared with the general form of linear congruence Ax is congruent to B mod M. So the left hand side of linear congruence, the coefficient of x, that is A, so A is equal to 5. The right hand side of linear congruence, B is equal to 3, and the mod value M is equal to 24. So phi of 24 is equal to phi of 24 is equal to phi of 3 8s are 24. So phi of 3 into 8, since phi is a multiplicative function, then phi of 3 into phi of 8. So 8 can be written as 2 cube. So phi of 3 value is 3 minus 1. Since phi of p is equal to p minus 1. Then phi of 2 cube is equal to 2 cube into 1 minus 1 by 2. So that value is 4. So 2 fours are 8. So phi of 24 is 8. Then the solution x is congruent to here a value is 5. So 5 power phi of m value is 24. So phi of 24 minus 1 into b value is 3 under mod 24. Phi of 24 is 8. So 5 to the power 8 minus 1, that is 7. So 5 power 7 into 3. So 5 power 7 can be written as 5 square the whole cube. So 5 power 7 can be written as 5 square the whole cube into 5. So 5 square value is 25. So 25 the whole cube. Then 5 3s are 15. Again 25 can be splitted as 24 plus 1. So 24 plus 1 the whole cube into 15, which means when 25 is dividing by the mod value 24, you can get the remainder 1. So therefore 25 is congruent to 1 under mod 24. So 1 cube into 15. So x is congruent to 15 mod 24, which is the solution of the given linear congruence 5x congruent to 3 mod 20. Okay, thank you, students. You have any doubt, you can ask us anytime. Okay.